Okay, here I am back. This is a Castle Creations, where we talk everything fashion, everything creative, everything pertaining to the fashion world. So, as I said earlier, I was going to address the issue of who is a designer, a fashion designer, who is a seamstress, and etc. So, let me just address the fashion designer. A fashion designer is somebody who comes up with a concept, like an original idea, a concept either derived from what they have seen, what they have experienced also, like they come up with original pieces, be it and in fashion design, by the way, when it comes to fashion designing, there's quite a lot that can be done. There is the designing, for example, of attire, that is clothes, different types of clothes. It could be bespoke wear, wedding dresses, mm, dresses for creatives, for other people who are in the creative industry, dresses for celebrities, for example. You can have also just ready to wear dresses or ready to wear attire, which are mass produced. For example, what China is doing, they're actually just doing ready to wear, where they produce a lot of the same thing, maybe in different colors. So you can have like 1,000 or 2,000 pieces of the same thing. But so they probably do like maybe 1,000 in blue, 1,000 in red. So it's the same thing, different colors. That is ready to wear. So that can also be done by a fashion designer who comes up with an idea or an attire or a dress, and then they decide to mass produce it. This is produced for masses, like it can be bought by so many people, such that when you go to a certain place, you'll find that probably 3 or 4 people have the same attire, same design, same probably even color, or same design but different colors. That is in the ready wear to wear market. And then a fashion designer also can come up with different aspects in the fashion industry. They can come up with maybe fashion design bags, like different bags, handbags for ladies, wallets for men. They can come up with hats, fascinators. They can also come up with things like shoes, different types of shoes that can be aesthetically made so that they are either ready to wear, mass produced, or specifically for somebody who, because some people actually have a concept but they do not have the idea, the knowledge to put it down and produce it. So that's where like a fashion designer comes in. So this fashion designer is able to come up with a concept. For example, if you tell them that we are going to do, okay, there's a theme maybe. So you find that there's a theme, let's say on nature or wildlife, for example. So a fashion designer is able to sit down and think about what is in wildlife. He or she will think about animals. She'll think about the trees, the just the natural environment where these animals are habitated is a word. Is it habitated? Anyway, whatever the habitat of these animals, and then they are able to come up with a concept of an attire or a dress or a piece, a fashion piece that entails something in the wild. For example, they can come up with a cheetah dress or a zebra something, or feathers that can be used to do different things. They can use shells, they can use beads, they can use even seeds. I've seen a lot of, actually, that's not the creative part of a fashion designer. So a fashion designer is somebody who actually comes up with an original. That's what I want to emphasize. An original design, of a dress or an attire that has come just from their own imagination and their own thinking. Also, right now we can see a lot of has evolved in the fashion industry. For me, when I started sewing, we had actually magazines that we used to like copy from uh, like we'd get the pattern from the magazine, and we just like copy it out either in different colors or the same color, something like that. But today, when you look at the fashion industry, people have come up with all sorts of things. I personally started calling fashion designing the new engineering course, because what people are coming out with out there, some of those things are just way beyond even like our imaginations. Like those of us who started fashion design a long time ago, I've seen people doing designs that are just like rotating. Something is rotating, like 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 the universe, like planets are just, and so that needs a lot of thinking and a lot of engineering work. I don't even know how some of those things come up with, people are coming out with. And then that is a fashion designer, someone who is able to look at somebody, even look at their character, look at the occasion that this person is going, and come up with an original design that is just specifically for this person. For example, if you are going for a wedding, right, and there is a theme, maybe let's say it's a traditional African wedding, right, and you want to come up with something that is so uniquely, and the person can tell you, yeah, they want some white in it, and then African, the theme is African, so you'll put in a lot of white, maybe white of the dress, and then you can add in other aspects that look African, where you can now add in aspects of the natural African African terrain. For example, you can add in shells, you can add in feathers, you can add in beads, you can add in sisal, for example. Those are natural things that come about in Africa that you can incorporate in this dress. Or somebody tells you that they are going for what else? Let's say it's just a party. For example, it's a wedding party. Maybe it is their wedding party or wedding, yeah, it's the person's wedding. So you're able to look at this person's character and be able to come up with an attire or an outfit that suits this person's character. Are they the quiet type that just don't want to shout out there? Or are they the jolly, jovial people that just want to be the center of attraction? So a fashion designer is able to come consult with the client and be able to tell them that I think this is what would be ideal for this birthday party. Or it can be whatever it is that anybody can think about. And that is why now, even in the fashion world now, we're even having people who are calling themselves fashion consultants. Basically, these are people you go to and you give them your concept, and then they come up with an idea or an attire that you're able to wear for your occasion, so that you're either standing out, like it's just, for example, in this, like the Met galas, all these galas, all these maybe Grammy awards. Those people you don't just wear anything for the sake of wearing it. They wear something that is specifically made for them, so that when they appear in these galas or award-winning ceremonies, there is the attraction, like that they're the center of attraction, so that even if your name is called, like you've won the Grammys, when you stand up, your dress also or your attire should be able to articulate what it is that you stand for. And that is a fashion designer. Fashion design is also able to come up with the ideas. By the way, a fashion designer might not necessarily be a person who knows how to sew properly. Like apart from people who started off like with sewing, like for us, we started off sewing, basic stitches, those things we did in primary school, secondary school. You had to learn about hand sewing, you had to then eventually learn how to use the machine. So for people like us, you find that we are able to do basically anything. You are able to sew, you're able to cut, you're able to design, but sometimes someone who knows how to sew might not be able to come up with a concept. And that's why you find in a lot of tailors shops, you'll find stickers of other people's work. So you have this whole chart and it has different designs from other people's work. So then you go to that shop and say, okay, I want a dress like this one. So this tailor is able to replicate what you have shown them, maybe in a picture. And that is what I'd like to say today about a fashion designer. If there's anything else that I've forgotten, if you're a fashion designer or you're in the sewing industry, please just tag me so that I can be able to talk about it next time. See you.